talking a little bit about operational simplicity, right? This is, I think, more for those people who, have seen Solr and, like, well, it seems like a lot of work to get Solr running, because we've got, we have to run, Apache Zookeeper, which is responsible for distributed computing. We've had Solr, and then if we want to add Spark and Hadoop to it, and then, how do we get data in, right? We don't have any connectors really. I mean, there's Nutch and a few other ones, Mahout, out there. And then if we want to, create a UI to manage all of this and scheduling, security relevance tools, like you're rolling all of this stuff on your own, right? So, at the end when we came up with Fusion, we said, okay, let's take, what's on the right side of your screen, Spark, Solr, and Zookeeper, and let's put that all into, let's abstract that essentially, and then we'll put all of our core services into Fusion, whether it's connectors, pipelines, security, etc. We'll put all that in Fusion. We'll allow connectors to bring data in, and then we will, create the UI, whether that's the admin UI, the user interface, the analytics UI, or Lucidworks View on the side, so that, so we simplify the deployment. We make it very linear for you to be able to control what your deployment of Fusion looks like. So, and just to kind of, we abstract the backend, the backend Solr, the backend Zookeeper, so that you don't have to worry about that half and worry about managing that half. We do all that work for you. So, I mean, in the end, Fusion itself, manages, your Solrs. If you're already running Solr, we can jump on top of it, and we can place Fusion on the side, connect it to the Solr, and we can start managing it through there. Everything in Fusion's built, we built Fusion based on our API platform that's available to, you as end users to be able to build, search applications off of, right? So everything is available through our API. We built our solution on top of our API, so, if you wanted to build your own Fusion solution on our APIs, you probably could. You'd have to download Fusion and have the API service running, but you could technically build your own search engine off of our search engine if you really wanted to do that. But end to end, we have security policies, that will allow you to, configure various users. So if you want your business users to be able to go in and manage rules and synonyms and stop words, but you don't want to give them the ability to accidentally delete the collection, which has happened, you can create end-to-end security policies and roles so that your users can have individual roles throughout the platform. And really finally, Fusion itself, it runs off of Solr. It's distributed through, through Zookeeper. So, we're fault tolerant. We scale linearly, depending on your data and depending on the usage. So your queries per second of your entire, throughout your search application. So for those of you who are coming from GSA, who are used to a document-based pricing model, we price, very differently. Actually, we price based on performance. So, we price based on, how many cores you use up. And we have a good sizing policy and best practices around that. But really, if you start hitting, caps, which, let's say in our smallest environment, which would be, a 16 core or 4, well, if you divide it into 4-node environment, that covers you for a good probably 25 million documents, which is a lot.